All right, let's do a little entertainment news here. To quote Delita Rodriguez, too much news, not enough gossip. So let's do. First, we're going to talk about 5 people here. Monique, the comedian, Oprah. Sidney Hicks, who is the husband of Monique, the comedian. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, separately. So we shall start with Monique, because this story is more a little convoluted, a little longer to tell, so I'll start there. I'll try to give you the footnote version, though. So Monique she's a comedian, for those who do not know. I've done readings for her in the past and shown that things would improve for her at least a little bit later on, and they are starting to get that way now. But Monique has had a falling out with Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Netflix, Jesus, Moses, and everybody else. Now, that's not to say that her concerns are not legitimate. For instance, Lee Daniels sort of betrayed their friendship. Oprah Winfrey also did the same thing to her, sort of stabbing her in the back a little bit. Tyler Perry is the one I can't really co-sign on either, because she wanted him to defend her, and that's not his job to do. Even though, anyway, and then Netflix, that one was completely goofy to me, personally, but I understand it. Because she was suing Netflix because they offered her $500,000 for a comedy special, and she felt as though she needed to be offered more money, so she's seen it kind of as an insult. Her manager, which is her husband, Sidney Hicks, did not count her offer. They just went straight to offended and then decided to sue Netflix for racial and gender bias. And she was basing the money because Amy Schumer, who is a female comedian, got $13 million. And then Dave Chappelle got $20 million for their comedy specials. And all she was offered was $500,000. And so she was offended and blah, blah. Now, so we fast forward. The world has sort of blackballed her, right? Because she cursed out Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lionsgate, and Lee Daniels. Lionsgate being a distributor of movies. Production company, too. And so she was blackballed, they said, by Hollywood. She was not really blackballed. People weren't working with her because they thought she might be difficult and so forth. But there were still people willing to give her a chance, so she was not completely alienated. Martin Lawrence did a movie with her and so forth. So fast forward to today, or nowadays, she just got the offer to do a comedy special. Her and another comedian by the name of D.L. Hughley were the main attractions on this show. And Monique was under the impression she was going to headline the show, so she was going to be the star of the closer of the show. And she was not. In fact, it was D.L. Hughley was the one, because his contract said he was the headliner. Her contract that her husband drew up also said she was the headliner, so there was a misunderstanding. But they didn't draw up contracts with each other. They drew up contracts, sent it to the promoter of the event. That's the person they should have been dealing with, was the promoter. D.L. Hughley was the headliner, so he went on last. Monique was upset that she was not the headliner, so she went on stage and threw a tantrum. She cursed out D.L., she was, so forth and so forth. She just went off the rail. And so D.L. Hughley produced his contract and said, no, I'm the headliner. She produced hers and so forth. But again, her problem should have been with the promoter, not D.L. Hughley. Anyway, fast forward some more. She doubles down on the D.L. Hughley thing after her fans were telling her, you know what, calm down, Mo. Every time you get upset, you shout out in the world, and this is not really our problem, blah, blah, blah. And she said, how are you going to defend a man who could not protect his daughter? Because D.L. Hughley's daughter was molested. Not only that, he didn't believe her. And so Monique brought that up. That has nothing to do with a contract dispute between you and the promoter. And so right now she is doubling down on it, and people saying, oh my God, you just re-traumatized his daughter. Because she put it out in the open. Mind you, this is all over the internet and the world and blah, blah, blah. Everybody's talking about it. All of the gossip channels, the Wendy Williams show, everybody's talking about it. So it's everywhere. So it was already public that his daughter was molested, and now you just put it back out there. And instead of apologizing, she says, I didn't re-traumatize her. She was already traumatized. So answer my question. Why are you defending him when he couldn't defend his daughter? So a lot of people now are writing her off because now she's gone too far. This has nothing to do with D.L. Hughley's daughter. It has everything in the world to do with her contract dispute with a promoter. And, good Lord, it's 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I'm still telling the story. And Monique has come out, because the daughter of D.L. Hughley wrote a message on Instagram saying, you know, if you have a problem and you're a horrible, toxic person, yes. But if you have a problem, then we could have settled this behind closed doors, and you know, I'll tell you my address, and you can come see us. And she says, yes, let's do that. Monique did. She said, yes, let's do that on your father's radio show. Like, why does it have to be publicized? Why can't if we need to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. She did that to Tyler Perry, too. Tyler Perry called her after she said she was offended by Tyler Perry. He was trying to be the gentleman. He called her and secretly recorded it and then blasted out to the whole world on her podcast. So she's getting a earful from the internet right now. And to make matters worse, she is about to start filming a TV show with 50 Cent, the rapper. So this is not good publicity for the show after you have been sort of had a reinvigoration of your career. So does this episode spell bad news for Monique, or will this all blow over? Because somebody took a chance on you and said, hey, let me put you in this show. And it's about a mob family, and she looks good in the role. She's given good hair, good face, and you know, she's looked great in the role, but this is not good. Two of Pentacles. The rest of the stories are not going to be that long. The Two of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Hierophant, Queen of Wands, there's the Tower, the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Is this going to spell bad news, or will this blow over? Both. The Two of Pentacles, the struggle to juggle in the midst of chaos. You're trying to balance something, and it's not going very well. The Six of Swords, she's going to have a very, very hard time moving through this one. This is some troubled water. I like this card arts even better because it's like you're traveling through the swords. You're traveling through the danger. This is going to be hard to get out of. It really is. The Hierophant and the Tower. So there's going to be a lot of exposure on your show, basically. Because a lot of people are starting to see through that, oh, babies, and I love yous, and I love us for real business. They're starting to, it's been exposed. The Tower is a forced exposure. I like that he's put in his tower before a nude person falling from the tower, which again, nudity in tarot is exposure. This is a forced exposure. The Tower blows open things so that you can see. The Hierophant, not to be completely disrespectful, but you know, it's my channel, I can do what I want. Don't like it, go somewhere else. The Pope is a show. The big giant hat, the crown, the swinging gas all around the room, it's a show. You don't need to do all of that in order to be close to God. It's not necessary. All of the ritual, all of the pomp and circumstance, that's a show. And so people are starting to see through the facade to the person underneath. The Pope is still a person. He bleeds and eats just like everybody else. So this is a facade. People are starting to see through, and that's what's going to cause such a hard navigation. Because this whole thing that you have been putting up is not being backed up by your actions. The Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Swords, you're being looked at as the bully. So, and mind you, I like Monique. I really do. I like her more than DL for absolute sure, but this does not look good. And you got the Five of Wands and the Page of Cups. This is worse than D.O. Hughley. People would have, they would have seen you as problematic and you're always causing trouble if you would just fought with D.O. Hughley, but you attacked a child. She's grown now, but she went through something traumatic just like you did. Monique was also molested when she was a child, and you just did to her what Oprah did to you. So here with the Five of Wands and the Page of Cups, you attacked in fighting with this child. The child is not looked at by anybody in this situation as the aggressor. It's you. And then the Ace of Wands, there will be a new action to move on with other projects and things of that nature. It will be diminished. I don't know if you're going to be on as many seasons as you thought, but something around the action and the creativity will be diminished. There you go. I had more to say, but we'll leave it at that. That's 11 minutes already. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Oprah. Oprah, what I want to know with Oprah is, what in the world does she think of Dr. Oz right now? Is she traumatized? Is she regretting the decision? Oprah and her feelings, thoughts, emotions for Dr. Oz. Or is she fine? I mean, because she could know something we don't know. Or, maybe she's just like him and we don't know that either. I doubt that very much, but because she ain't a Trump supporter. Let's see. Oprah and Dr. Oz. Page of Swords. Yeah. Bad news. Bad energy. Bad feelings. The spy. She may feel as though she didn't really know him. She thought she did. She didn't see this coming. Let's see what the second card says. The Six of Wands. Yeah, the person at the center of attention in the behavioral issue. She didn't see it coming. Okay, so she feels blindsided. The world. Oh, she done. She done. She done. The Knight of Swords. There is some erratic thoughts, so I don't know if she may be trying to temper herself too. That's not what this card means, but in order to not react, because she is a person who seeks advice and she seeks counsel. So somebody may be telling her, girl, put the phone down. Don't send that text to him. Don't do that. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles, she's done. He was supposed to be part of her legacy, and she is wrapping that up. But the world still sees your relationship. Eight of Pentacles, she's moving on. She's going on with her day-to-day thing, but she does feel as though she has been blindsided and attacked almost. But okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think she wants to say something, but somebody is telling her to keep quiet. Sidney Hicks, who is the manager for Monique, after I just explained that whole story about her being at odds with the world, he is her manager. He has managed one, look at the lovers trying to pop out, one person other than her. And he is not managing that person anymore. I think it was Lady Gaga. Like, he managed a really important person, but he was not effective. And anyway, Sidney Hicks. Is he good for Monique's career? because that's her daddy, is what she calls him. That's daddy manager, husband. But he just seems to... Nine of Cups, Seven of Pentacles fall out. Okay, maybe he has a long-term plan and we just don't see it. But let's see, is he good for her career? Because with the Netflix thing, the reason it spun out of control, if you ask me, is he didn't counteroffer. They offered her $500,000 because she is not as big of a star as they think she is. I like her, but that doesn't mean she's not going to make $20 million for Netflix. So why would they give her $20 million? Amy Schumer got $13 million after she negotiated up from $10 million. Now, or 11 or something like that. Amy Schumer at the time had just come off a big movie and sold out Madison Square Garden 2 days in a row. Madison Square Garden seats a jillion people, and it cost you $100,000 just to rent Madison Square Garden for an event. So they put a lot of money into that and got a lot of money out of it. Monique, the promoters or the people who were trying to strike the deal with her, saw her in a nightclub of like 50 people. So they're not going to give you $20 million. Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. He does have some plans here for some forward movement, some forward action, which of course you should because you are the manager. Ace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Sun, and the King of Cups. Three of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is lack and loss, but I will say this, let's be fair. He's not horrible for her career. He's not the best for it, but he's not horrible. Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. There's a scheme to move forward. Scheme is not always a bad word. So there's a scheme or a plan to move forward, to gain some traction, gain some ground, that type of thing. The Sun and the Ace of Wands, there are positive actions that he is taking. So he's not working against her, but he is taking some positive actions. The problem with this Ace of Wands, as you've seen in her other spread, it's diminishing. It's not the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a structure. Like, we built something. We got something great going. No, this is little stuff, little small stuff, but it's beginnings. It's like, birthday parties and little things, little clubs, little things like that. She's going to go on a TV show. This should be a very big deal. This should be catapulting her back into movies and stand-up specials and things of that nature. It's not what this is. This is the beginning. Now again, long term. They could be getting there, but they're not there yet. The Eight of Cups, King of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. The negotiation part is what he's not very good at. The Eight of Cups and King of Cups, he's walking away from some man here. Or if this is him, he needs to be the one to walk away, because the businesses don't want to do business with him specifically. And Monique knows this, and he knows this, and they've said this on their podcast. And the reason being is because he doesn't take just any little offer. So I get that. You're to protect your client, but your client is, treading water here. So you need to do something. But anyway, it ends in the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is lack and loss. Ultimately, no. He's not the worst, but I think you need outside help. Three of Pentacles, go to an expert. Go to someone who's done this at a high level. That's what I say. Now, she says she's had the big-time managers before, and it didn't work out that way for her, but yeah, well, good luck to you. Amber Heard, what's the future look like for you? You just lost your defamation case. $15 million or something like that she's got to pay. So let's see. Johnny Depp has also, fell in the dark, you come up with coal. The Pirates of the Caribbean, he will be in the next one, which I think will be a huge blockbuster, but we'll do a reading on that one too here shortly. Amber Heard, what's next for you? Because you didn't come out very well in this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's let you know. It's already a long video because I meant it to be. So let's do the whole thing. So let's see. Amber Heard. We start with the Two of Cups. Okay. Friendships, alliances. The Hangman. Well, perspective change on those friendships and alliances. The Knight of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. The Fear is the Ace of Cups. The Hopes is the Judgment. The Empress in the Environment, the Word of Warning, Page of Cups. That's not good. The Knight of Cups in your Word of Solace, and the Justice in your conclusion. Yeah, that's not ending. Something else, I don't know exactly what else is coming around the mountain when she comes, but the Justice card does not spell maybe somebody else sues you, or there's some other verdict, or something's happening, justice-wise. Anyway, to the beginning, the Two of Cups and the Hangman. Perspective change on alliances, and with your Page of Cups and your Word of Warning, we're talking creativity. So your movies or TV shows or something like that. Very bad news there. Knight of Cups. There is one person, though, who is still in your corner. That person was there before. They're there now. They get you. They get you emotionally. They're not giving up on you. This may also be that person's... You know how, and some of you may be this person. You know how there's a person everybody else has given up on but you? Because you think at some point, I'm going to crack this egg. I'm going to get through to them. They're going to be better. I know you can be. They're going to be better. I know you got it in you. That person's still there. So there you go. But that person is, that's their problem too. Because you can't save people. You can only help them save themselves. And so that person may have an issue with always trying to save people. And so that may be one of those things, once they realize they've been swimming upstream all this time, they may stop too. But for right now, they're still there. Looks like they're cemented because they always return. Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. You're moving forward. That's basically what that is, both of them. Four of Pentacles in the Death and the Empress. There's a huge change in money, but you do get some sort of blessing or abundance from someone. So I don't know if Elon is going to write you a check so you can write a check to Johnny, or I don't know, but there's that. Reputation, reputation, reputation. So Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. What does it look like going forward for you? Let's see. Johnny Depp. King of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Wishes and desires are being granted to the King of Swords. This is possibly legally speaking, because he comes up as King of Pentacles for me. Six of Wands and the Devil. So there is still going to be some of that going on through the media. You ain't escaped that just yet. Okay, so yeah, there's still going to be some dragging through the media here. So you're still going to have to deal with something very gross, reputationally speaking. Person at the center of attention, dealing with passions and drugs and all that type of stuff. So that's not going to spell the greatest when it comes to news stories and the gossip sites. The thing about it is it doesn't negatively affect you. It's just still there, though. So I don't know, emotionally it may, but financially, no. Because here, with the finances, the Nine of Pentacles and the Magician, there is going to be the creation of new money, new wealth, new long-term wealth as well. But the way you spend money probably lasts you 16 minutes. But there is hopes. There is a woman here also helping you. I think the judge was a female, was she not? Because there's my female judge card. So something is going in your favor here. Things are going to start to balance out. You do still need to juggle again back here in the media. Some things are still going awry. Your word of warning is the Ten of Swords, which in this in particular case, it should be all right. The Ten of Swords is a ruin and a loss. The Two of Wands, future plans. That's something that you feared would not go through. Something is about to be destroyed here with the Ten of Swords. But it's a good thing. Why? Because the Ace of Wands says a new action follows. And so a new action of capabilities. So it's not something, you may not want to lose it, but it needs to be lost. And it's possibly a friendship here with the man. So there's that. Lord. One last read on Pirates of the Caribbean. The next Pirates movie, will it be a blockbuster or box office success? That's what I want to say. Box office success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We start with the Hangman. Perspective change. Interestingly enough, people are throwing money at the stripper, I guess. So there's that. The Knight of Swords, which is the knight in shining armor, the bravery, the chivalry. The King of Wands, the capable king. The Two of Cups, agreements and alliances. And the Ace of Swords, victory and success, literally. So, yes, there you go. Almost 30 minutes, and therefore was our entertainment news.